Hey everyone, I wanted to talk about a few of the dangers that actually come from making allyship fun. I know I talk a lot about making allyship fun and how it's one of the essential ways to really establish an allyship practice, but I also wanted to make sure that we talk about the other side of things, about the dangers of prioritizing fun in your allyship. So I'll start with number one. If you prioritize fun in your allyship, well, you might start enjoying yourself. And sometimes we've created a society in which enjoying yourself isn't a cool thing to do. And a lot of us actually have resistances around having a good time. So if you start having fun with your allyship, you might have to face feelings that you're not ready to sort of deal with. And that leads us to number two. In number two, you have to confront part of yourselves that had been hidden behind that belief that you weren't allowed to have fun with your allyship. If you do it and it's fun and you continue to want to show up, all the parts that were hiding behind the fact that allyship was hard and bad now actually have to come out into the light because they don't have an excuse anymore. This leads us to number three, which is, like I mentioned before, you're just gonna do it a lot more. So wherever your life had been headed before you decided to start incorporating allyship as a sustainable fun practice, if you've got anything in your life that's less fun than what it feels like for you to be an ally, those parts are going to be in danger. They're not going to know what to do, and so you're going to have to maybe change even more of your life than you thought. And that leads us to number four, which is other people might see you doing it. They might see you doing it and in fact might join in. They might actually want to have their allyship practice match what you've been doing, which means you'll be disrupting other people's lives as well as your own. And so that also leads us to number five, which is you might actually get the thing that you're looking for. You might actually be able to receive that life where you look into the future as to how you want to show up as an ally, and you end up doing it. And truly, the great danger of showing up to this work is that there's a sort of magic that happens when you live in alignment with how you want the world to be. We don't really like talking about this, but a lot of us are deeply attached to the specific way that we've already lived our lives. You can feel that in the discomfort around the conversation around allyship, around the impossibility of creating a sustainable, deep ally practice, the idea of even bringing the idea of fun and enjoyment and this important work together feels bad, and we create these societal stories that say it has to be bad and it's not great. But a lot of time those stories actually hide the honest truth, which is that creating a sustainable allyship practice is possible. You could do it, and your life could be changed for having done it. And so I just really want to let that sit. I know I'm kind of making a joke here, and that there actually is no danger to having fun doing an allyship practice. Or if there is a danger, let's be truly serious about it. It's that other people will be mad that they hadn't figured it out sooner. Other people who might be having allyship practices in which they need to suffer are not going to maybe take kindly to you having a good time doing it. But that's kind of on them at that point. You don't need to take on that responsibility. Your job is to show up honestly, in integrity, having the experience that you want to have while having the impact that you want to have on the world. And if we live in a world in which we prioritize that, when we get data that something is hard, that it's a struggle, that things aren't working out how we want, suddenly that becomes data to tell us what we need to do to shift, what we need to adjust, what skills we need to develop so that we can ultimately do the thing that we're trying to do, which is live a life that we want to live and invite other people into being able to do that for themselves. So pardon my joke. If you're interested in having this type of allyship practice, go check out the link in my bio and sign up for Mastering the Game of Allyship. Until September 1, I'm running a deal. You can sort of get the early bird price of $150, so that's $350 off the price that it's going to be after September 1. So I'm excited to see you guys there. Let's see if we can make this experience really fun, really great.